I dedicated this podcast to independent artists. I want to give you guys a straight look in the industry, man. Also want to highlight people behind the music scene, business side. When people see people behind the scenes, they don't know who that is. Yo, what's going on, man? Inkz Go, aka Mr. Billionaire. Welcome to Who's That Podcast. We back for another episode, and today is Quick Time with Inkz, man. So I do these little smaller versions just because I want to talk to the artists. But be tuned, man. We got a lot of dope artists. A lot of dope guests coming up as far as managers, executives. But I want to give you guys dope advice so you can kind of stay on the right path. So this Quick Time with Inkz, man. Also be on the lookout for that distribution again. Me and Troy from BSB Records, we teaming up. We doing distribution for artists. And then also I have a Billionaire Academy coming up as well. So make sure you check out my Instagram for that at Inkz, and make sure you follow and subscribe to Who's That Podcast. Again, where we interview the dopest people behind the scenes, bring you to all the dope executives and people you probably really can't talk to on a daily basis. So listen, man, today what I want to talk about is just failure, right? So artists, you're gonna have to embrace that on an early, right? Not even artists, entrepreneurs, artists, anybody that's in the entertainment business, anybody that's trying to work for themselves, you're gonna have to embrace failure. That's gonna be a big thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna face it, no matter how you try to go around it, go through it, go under it, go above it. You're gonna face failure. So you might as well prepare yourself for it, embrace yourself for it, right? So when you come into a situation, don't speak it into existence as far as failing, but also make sure you prepare for it. Like, you know what I mean? Make sure you have something set aside. If you're investing in something, you're putting your all into it, there's nothing wrong with that, but make sure you have some type of strategy where you can bounce back and you're not down too much. You know, a lot of times, you know, as an up-and-coming artist, you're going to get a lot of closed doors in your face. You're going to hear a lot of no's. So you're going to have some type of energy about yourself, some type of spirit about yourself to kind of navigate and get through that. That's why it's so important. And you hear a lot of people talk about it, just having dope people on your side. You know what I'm saying? Having somebody that can talk you through these things. And I always advise artists, entrepreneurs, anybody that's coming up in the industry, man, to get you a mentor. You know what I mean? Get you somebody that's been through what you've been through, so that way they can coach you and guide you through all the hurdles you're about to go through. Because again, this is not easy. If this was easy, everybody would do it. Even though it is a lot of rappers, but it's not a lot of successful rappers, and it's a lot of successful entrepreneurs, but it's not a billion of them. You know, so make sure you embrace failure, man. Make sure you be prepared for it. Make sure you're prepared to hear no's. You know, when people shutting the doors in your face, make sure you have a spirit and an attitude about yourself where you can wipe yourself off, dust yourself off, and go on about your business, man, and on to the next opportunity. Again, no stands for another opportunity, right? So when you hear that no, just make sure it's something else that's bigger for you so you can kind of skirt it and get around that, right? And also, don't be scared to work with other people, right? Just because one person won't work with you, one label won't sign you, one person won't give you an opportunity, doesn't mean another person won't give you that same opportunity, right? Again, I believe a lot of things happen for a reason. So if one door do get slammed in your face, it's probably because it's another door that you can't really see that's waiting for you to come through it, right? And if that door had opened for you, you wouldn't get to where you need to be at. So don't be afraid of working with people, collabing with people, and just making sure you know you're in the right place at the right time. But to do that, you're going to have to be in the right rooms. So super important for you to get in those right rooms, man, where you can get those opportunities. Artists, you got to travel. You got to travel, man. You got to travel. Let me say that again. You got to travel, because for you to get in certain rooms, you're going to need to be in different places. Your hometown might have 100,000 people. Not saying 100,000 people won't put you in the right space, but 100,000 people compared to a billion people, it might be a difference. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to live in Atlanta, New York, California, Texas. You don't have to live in those places, but you definitely should travel to those places, because those are where the industry, as far as music and film and media, that's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So you want to put yourself in that right room. And the same thing for entrepreneurs as well. And musicians, don't get it twisted. You entrepreneur as well. You know, you self-own. You probably funding yourself. So you pretty much an entrepreneur as well. So it's the same rules apply. You know what I mean? Study entrepreneurship. Study different people that came down your path. That's why I say get you a mentor. And also don't be afraid to gamble on yourself, but understand when you gambling, you can lose too. You know, a lot of times I see a lot of people hit a lot of walls, a lot of hurdles, and then they just give up. You know what I'm saying? You won't go far like that. You know what I'm saying? So when you gambling, You know how it is. If you gamble in the street, if you gamble at the casino, it's the same thing. It's a good chance and there's a good probability that you can be on the losing side of that. So as an artist and you gambling, because that's what you're doing, music is not guaranteed. It's not a guarantee that people gonna like you. It's not a guarantee that your music gonna catch. It's not a guarantee that what you're doing right now will be the thing you will be doing in 5 years. So in some type of form, you're gambling, and it might not work. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for the switch what you got going on, just in case you have to make a pivot. Also, I see a lot of people. You should never give up on your dreams, right? That's a fact. You should never give up on your dreams. But if you've been doing the same thing for 10 years and it is not working, you're not seeing no type of improvement, no type of nothing, you should do some type of pivot. I'm not telling you to quit what you got going on, but I am telling you to sit down, go back to the drawing board and see why it's not working. Only a fool would keep doing the same thing over and over and over and not get no type of how can I say, it's not getting no type of like improvement out of it. Only a fool would do that. So make sure that you have some type of setup going on where you can see improvement over time, because even if it's a small improvement, it's still an improvement. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you take that with stride and keep going. If I look back a year ago from now, I should see some type of improvement. It might not got to be financially improvement, but it's some type of improvement. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, make sure you got like a journal or something where you can write down, how you doing in months. Get you a calendar, some 12 months, and just kind of like put yourself on a evaluation. I do self-evaluations all the time. My businesses, I do self-evaluations on the people I work with, just because we got to have some type of improvement. And it's not no improvement, I mean it's not going nowhere. So I mean we not really going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be some type of improvement going on. So with that being said, let's do a little recap, right? So embrace failure. You're going to go through it. You can't get around it. You're going to have to go through it. But in coming to that failure, make sure you have people around you that can kind of support you through it. Make sure you got a mentor. Make sure you got some type of strategy just in case things go left, because they will go left, right? So you got to have the ability to critical think. That's why in school, I think a lot of people skip critical thinking class or classes that made you think. In life, you're going to have that critical thinking ability. When something happens, you can react in a fast amount of time, but also in a smart way, right? Because a lot of things going to just throw you off your path. If you're an artist trying to do your music and your car break down, the money you was going to put towards your music, you got to put towards your car. So now you got to think, how I'm going to do this now. That requires critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? You was motivated to do your music, but your mother died. Your brother died. Somebody got shot. Somebody got killed. Somebody went to jail. That might snatch everything you got from you, or that might push you to the next level. Everybody takes pain, grief, and endurance a little different, right? But that's the ability to critically think and also pivot. You know what I'm saying? That's the ability that I'm speaking about. So you need critical thinking, man. You also need the ability to strategize and plan and be strategic in what you're doing. Me and Troy work together a lot, and we always talk about being strategic and always using your money to the best of your advantage. It ain't about how much money you got, it's how you use it. Because you got some people that could take $100 and scratch that out farther, and some people could take $1,000 and scratch that out. And I'm a firm believer, if you don't know what to do with $100, you definitely don't know what to do with $1 million, right? So if you're sitting down wondering yourself, why haven't this worked for me? Maybe you're not in a position for it to work for you. It might not be your time, and everybody got their time. If you notice in the rap game, right, like everybody got their time. Wayne had it for like 10 years. Drake had it. Drake kind of still got it, but he's not as hot as he was. Future had it. Gotti had it. Everybody has it for a certain amount of time. These artists are still prevalent today, but they're not like super on fire, right? So everybody had that time. So if you want to sit in while your time hasn't come yet, it ain't your time. But that don't mean you just give up, quit, because you run into roadblocks and failures. That means you just stay down, keep being strategic, keep saving your money, keep spending it right, keep making your dollar scratch, and keep building your fan base. That way, no matter what failures you go through, you'll be able to bounce back. And then let's talk about actually seeing success, right? Because it's a downside to seeing success as well. Because fast as you shoot up, it's like a stock. The faster you'll go down. Sometimes too much success too fast can be very harmful to the ego, for one, right? As a man, we have egos. I can't really speak on females. I'm not a female, but I know as a man, when we do seek success, it can hurt us as well, right? Because once you see success, you become deaf to certain things. Somebody might tell you something, you got more money than them, so you're not even listening to them. Whole time they up in age, so they done been through certain things that they can tell you to stay away from avoiding, regardless of the money amount. Because the money is just currency, right? It's not a mental thing. It's not something because you're a good person you deserve money. If you look at every person with money, I'm pretty sure they're not good human beings. You know what I'm saying? Money has nothing to do with what type of individual you are. You could be the worst person in the world and be the richest person in the world. So with that being said, once you get success, don't let your ego trip you up. Because the same time you'll go up, it'll be the same time you go down. And the same people you see going up that you stepped on, you got to see those same people coming down. And I don't know if you ever had a certain amount of money or been at a certain position, but to lose everything, that feeling to me is way worse than actually not having nothing. Because if you ain't got nothing, you haven't experienced success, so you really don't know what the other side even feel like. But to those people, as we see it already, these artists who make it big and they go so far and then they fail or they lose all their money or they don't pay their taxes or something happened and just snatch everything from them, that's a way worse position than actually being on the losing side and never experiencing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been rich and then you go broke. That's the worst feeling ever to me. I got all this money and then I lose it, or I got all this money and I go to jail. Man, you like, that's a crushing blow. So again, just because you make it don't mean you can have an ego and trip on yourself and start stepping on people, because those same people you see on your way up that you kind of talk greasy to, you did dirty, you're gonna have to see them on your way coming down, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, don't let failure stop you, man. But you're gonna face it in everything you do in life. Failure is a part of it. So just embrace it, man. And then also be careful how you treat people, on your way up again. Also be strategic on what you're doing and everything that you got going on. Because again, you got to make your dollar scratch. You're an independent artist. You're trying to make it. You hitting roadblocks. You losing people. On this journey you going through. Think about it, man. To be really successful, man, it might take you like 10, 15 years. You do have those people. You do have those people who pop. I want to say in a year or two, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. You do have those people, but the average person with actually longevity in that career, those artists that we still listen to that came out 10, 15 years ago, it took them like 10, 15 to really get on. And if you notice, most artists don't even pop until their, I want to say, 30s. Most artists, they started in their teens, early 20s, they don't really pop till their early 30s. I mean, like, they get big, but I mean, like, actually pop. You know what I'm saying? That's a 10-year ride. You got to think about it. That 10-year ride, you probably lose a lot of people. A lot of things you probably face. If you ain't taking care of yourself, health issues, you're gonna face a lot of things on this journey we call life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I encourage young people to chase their dreams while you at a young age. As an artist, man, if you get into it. If you 20, 18, whatever you is, man, get into whatever you trying to do. Don't wait till you tell them, I'm gonna wait till I'm out of school to do this, or I'm gonna wait till I'm in a certain position. Don't do that. Chase it right now wherever you at, because the older you get, the more responsibilities you're going to get, right? You might have kids. When you're a young dude out here or a young woman out here and you 18, 19, 20, the responsibility is kind of slim. You might be in college, you might be living home with your people. You got the opportunity to really pursue your dreams, and you ain't got to be persecuted for it. Now, that don't mean people going to believe in you. Understand that nothing is entitled to you in this world. Nobody has to believe in what you got going on. It's your dream. Why I gotta believe in what you got going on? But that shouldn't deter you from what you're doing and what you're trying to go. But as a young person, follow your dreams at a young age, man, so you can put that 10 years in and be 30, right? You're 20 years old, you put 10 years in. I'm a firm believer, you put 10 years in anything, like a solid 10, and anything you passionate about, you want to do, you're going to see a lot of improvement. You definitely going to make something out of yourself. But if you start that journey When you 30, 40, 50, you still can chase it. It's still right there, but it's just harder because you got more responsibilities, houses, car notes, kids, insurances. You might work a 9 to 5. It's just so much. It's so harder to chase it when you older. You know what I'm saying? But it can be done. And a lot of times it's a mindset thing as well. At a young age, you might not have a mindset, so it might take you a little older, to get to where you got to go. And that's fine too. But at this age, I feel like if you're 20 right now, if you're under 25 right now, you got enough to push you. Social media is there for you. People are there for you. When I was 20, 19, I'm not even old to be honest with you, but when I was just, I'm 29. So when I was in my early 20s, I didn't see what you guys see now. I couldn't get on Instagram. It wasn't even an Instagram around back when I was in my teens. You know what I'm saying? So for me to see success, I had to I had to surf the web. I had to go to the library. I couldn't just get on Instagram and see people successful. So growing up, I was just on one street for the most part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I seen what was in my environment. But you kids today, you guys have such an advantage because you can actually go on Instagram, pick up your phone, click an app, and see everything that you want to be in life. And it's even, you gotta think about it. In my time, and I'm not even that old, I didn't even see that. So you could imagine your parents, your grandparents, these people that's in their 40s, 50s, where they had to do to see success. You know what I'm saying? So take advantage, man. I'm a firm believer in taking advantage of the things that's beside me, that's in front of me, that's behind me. Technology is a big thing, man. Take advantage of it. Get ahead of it. So that way you'll be ahead of the curve. I believe in the 1990s, I want to say late 90s, the internet was coming. A lot of people didn't believe in it. And I was a young dude, so I didn't really know too much about it, but I could hear stories about how people really didn't believe in the internet, right? Being that they didn't believe in the internet, they didn't take advantage of it. I'm pretty sure people had opportunities to invest in the internet, make these early things before they happen, and they didn't make it. So now they're behind the curve. Young people doing music, you got a chance to really bridge technology and music together, right? So take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? You really can stop your failures because you can jump ahead of them because you see the failures other people have made in the past. So take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of it. Show love. Keep going. Again, it's Inkz, man. Who's That Podcast? Again, man, be on the lookout for my Billionaire Academy that I'm dropping pretty soon for artists. We're gonna be teaching you how to manage your money, financial literacy, credit. We're gonna teach you about promotion, marketing, distribution, the whole 9 yards, man. So stay tuned for that Billionaire Academy. It's dropping pretty soon. Also follow us at Who's That Podcast on social media. Follow my Instagram at Inkz, man, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and be tuned, man, because we got some dope casts coming up for the next month, and I don't want you to miss it, man. So again, we out of here. Inkz the GOAT, aka Mr. Billionaire.